Ladies and gentlemen, it is your high guy, your fly guy, the truth from the booth, B.I. Double, and we are getting things off to a hot start as Bake has issued an open challenge to a no-holds-barred match to anyone who would like to accept. We know Fergal Flynn is not here tonight. Bake said he wanted Flynn, and when he found out he wasn't here, he said he wanted a fight. So we find out who will accept the open challenge next. Oh my God. There is no way I ever thought I would see this man back in HCW. For all of you people who were not following pre-television, Insanity has been with us for years, and he earned the moniker for a reason. This man is absolutely out of his mind, and one of the reasons why the Ultraviolet title is a thing. He didn't do much in his HCW career outside of the Ultraviolet division. This man is an Ultraviolet legend. If you think about everything Azrael did in Season 1, ramp that up times about 3, and you'll get Insanity's early runs. And Insanity seems to be back to take this challenge. Bake going against somebody he has not scouted. Is that running DDT, the start of most Bake matches. Insanity looks to be in great shape after not being here for years. Bake whips him into the corner. Usually you talk about Bake having the strength advantage, but right now I'm not sure, but he is whipping Insanity pillar to post. This might not be the welcome Insanity wanted. Kick to the chest. Axe handle from Bake. And Bake takes hold of that center logo and does not move. Insanity blocks the right hand, throws a forearm from the outside. Big rake of the eyes. Don't expect anything fancy from Insanity. Sends Bake over the top. Elevates him over with a belly-to-belly suplex. Insanity all about power and physicality. These two throwing hands. Bake now turns the head just to stomp the face. Now that backbreaker position drops Insanity right on his ribs before falling into the cover. Bake with a knockout knee. Bake now up again, hot shots Insanity on the top rope into another quick cover. Insanity able to kick out. Can we just talk about Insanity's wrestling boots for a minute? And just understand how purely crazy this man is. You gotta snap an ankle in that, and a big Beal just chucks Bake across the room. Bake with that gut punch, back up with the DDT, looking to get momentum back on his side. He goes to the second rope, going Fat Boy Splash, no water in the pool. As Insanity back on his feet, and a headbutt takes Bake down. Giving Bake a taste of his own medicine with that modified gut wrench throw. Bake taken down. Insanity squeezing away at the trapezius muscle. That's the right arm too, trying to weaken that Steel City Lariat. Every now and then he does something smart. Now into a kneeling dragon sleeper. I gotta take back what I said about nothing being pretty. Although that's not pretty. It looks like Bake's gonna fold in half and break. Able to snapmare his way out of it, but walks right into a right hand. Sanity thinking German. Bake fights back with the elbows. Turns around, whips him into the corner one more time. Makes Insanity up in the tree of woe. Now choking the life out of him. Shoots the half into the cover. Insanity out at 1. Now I am trying to figure out if Insanity actually hurt his arm, and that is a legitimate brace. Bake Crusher, no, countered. Steve Taylor makes $20. I don't know if that's a legitimate brace or if he's just, again, completely out of his mind and just thinks it looks good. Either way, I would not want to be hit by it. That is a surgical steel elbow brace. One stiff shot from that could be a wrap. He climbs to the second, puts Bake on his shoulders. Rolls through with a rolling fireman's carry for some of you announcers out there. Before sending Bake right into the opposite corner. Could be looking to do the same thing. No. Sends Bake off the ropes, goes opposite side, and a pounce. Insanity turned Bake inside out with the pounce. Now this was one of his issues, his first run. Always wants to taunt, whether it's the person in the ring or the crowd. And he paid for it there as Bake snaps off a third DDT. But Insanity still kicking out at 1. Bake now attacking the left knee. Well, at least I can say this time he looks like he's wearing knee pads, which is better than old Insanity. Bake continuing to pick apart the body. Not focusing on any one thing. There's that stomp to the smeared face paint. Bake Crusher again. Insanity not having it. That's $40 for Steve Taylor, and we just started the show. World champion is back in the building. Showtime getting his first look at Insanity. Bake shoots him back from that top rope, falls into the cover, center of the ring. Insanity still not having it. And a Steel City Lariat turns him inside out. But Insanity back on his feet immediately. Wrist clutch pump handle into the Uranagi. Oh no. Headbutt. Right to the lower abdomen, but if the head hits the abs, the body hits something else. Pump handle again. Into the slam. Cover. And Insanity with the upset victory. Bake issued an open challenge, did not specify that they had to currently be on the roster. And Insanity picks up the W. Before is he walking off? No, Insanity now has a chair. Beating the hell out of Bake. Now going after the ref. Insanity making an impact on his first night back in over 5 years. Beat the holy hell out of Bake. What a return for Insanity. And as we move on from the ultra-violent style match of those two, we move into tag team action as Jason Camino's favorite superstar, Hyper Suzuki, and his partner, Akira, look to face off against the newly crowned tag team of Ace Bradley and Andrew Stevens, now collectively known as the Underappreciated I got a chance to talk to these guys backstage in the last few weeks as they waited for their debuts. And all I have to say is the name is very fitting. Ace Bradley is a former hybrid and ultraviolet champion, but nobody ever gave him a second look when he was in big matches. Andrew Stevens, on the other hand, has not had the best win-loss record, but the wins that he does have are pure domination. Now, with a roster as stacked as ours, you're never guaranteed a win, as we just saw. Bake, multiple-time world champion, just got taken out by somebody who hasn't been here in years. So I feel for Bradley and Stevens. And if you thought they had an attitude before, you might not be ready for the attitude they have now. I asked them if they could give me one comment on their new career as a tag team. And they didn't say anything profound. They literally mushed me and told me to get out of their face. So, I don't know what they're thinking, other than the fact that they want to make people suffer. And we know what kind of style both these men have. You put it together, something tells me it's not going to end well. And they look ready for a fight tonight. And they plan to pledge allegiance to violence. You know, they probably mushed me and didn't answer my question because I made a joke that I didn't think they heard. Somebody was talking about him, and I said, where'd they meet? Catering. Because neither one of them have been on TV in much in Season 2. They didn't like that. And our first look at the Syndicate in tag team action this season. We know right now that Hyper Suzuki is moving his way into that #1 contenders triple threat. And we also know that we have one more match left to determine that triple threat. It looks like it's going to be Suzuki starting things off with Andrew Stevens. Suzuki grabs hold of the front face lock. Now whips Stevens up over the ropes. Forearm puts him on the floor. Now, I've said a lot about the underappreciated being dirty and grimy and gritty fighters, but don't take anything away from Suzuki. As he jams the knees into the floor, we know Suzuki can get dirty, and we know he is one of the best strikers we have. There's another knee lift for sending Steven right into the steps. Stevens with a fireman's carry back to his feet. I'll get some payback on Suzuki. Ref count at 7 now. That Thez press right to the face of Suzuki. Ref count at 9. And Stevens breaks the count. I said they fight dirty, and he proved it. Beat the hell out of Suzuki on the outside. Pick up that quick victory. Making sure they start things off with a W. Ace Bradley did not even have a chance to get in the ring. You know, I've heard a lot about what these guys have been doing at our gym. Heard they've got themselves a new tag team finish, and they're grimier than ever, and we didn't really get a chance to see it. Stevens beat the hell out of Suzuki. And we move on from the tag team division And we get set for our next matchup. It's Trustin Banks, the #1 contender for the Hybrid Championship, going one-on-one with fan favorite and breakout star of Season 2. That's right, Dave is back in the building and looking for a big win here tonight. And I will never forget, Dave came in just as an extra. He was in the city. He had his gear. We needed a match. And the fans fell in love with Dave. And we are now at the point where he has won Breakout Star of the Year. He's won big matches. He is teamed with some of the best in this company. And Dave is now a bona fide superstar here in high class wrestling. And it was the coolest thing ever because it was supposed to be a one-night thing until you, the people, voiced your opinion and said, Dave is here to stay. And we listened. Dave now back for Season 3 with his first match of the season, and a big one at that. He does look like a Dave. I'm a big fan of this kid. I gotta say that. I didn't think anything of him in that first match when he got the holy hell beat out of him. But when he came back the second time, I saw something in his eyes. And I said last year that I see Dave being a future champion here in this company. Yes, he also has the best Twitter handle ever. As we await the entrance of the #1 contender. And the smuggest, most punchable face in high-class wrestling. Trustin Banks making his way down to the ring. The man who at one time legitimately bought the World Heavyweight Championship. And then canceled the check before Big D could cash it. I'm going to start wearing my sweaters that way. I feel like I'm not rich enough or thin enough to wear my sweaters that way. But I'd like to. As Banks continues to taunt the crowd before the match even starts. And Dave ready to go one-on-one with former world champion Trustin Banks. This would be a huge win for Dave if he can get the win. But Banks starting things off with that backbreaker. We know what Banks is capable of. There's an inverted atomic drop. That is not how you want to start Season 3. Dave whips him into the corner, catches him coming out. Face plants him right on the knee. Dave going to the top rope early, likes the diving knee drop. Banks not damaged enough. And who the hell is that? He's got Dave's attention. Banks taking advantage of the situation with that Russian leg sweep. Snaps off the DDT. Right back to the inverted atomic drop. Short arm clothesline. Dave now trying to pull himself back up on the ropes. Is that man still at ringside? Or did he literally just come out and leave? Banks snapmare. Dave fights back with the back elbow. Leaping clothesline takes Banks off his feet, and I don't see that giant blonde man anymore. That kid was huge. Got to be pushing at least 6'6", 6'7". And it looks like he's gone. As Dave drops the elbow on Banks. Snapmares him back down. Grabs hold of that side headlock. Now wrenching away at the neck of Banks. Banks sweeps the leg like the Cobra Kai dojo as he gets back to his feet. But Dave right there with that short arm shoulder tackle. Now jamming that left arm off the mat, going into the cover. Drop kick perfectly placed between the shoulder blades. Banks right there with the arm drag. Another DDT. Ballroom Blitz player, you should know that. You're main eventing it. As Banks drops Dave throat first on that top rope. Picks him up just to boot him back down. Dave, still strength left in those legs, shoves Banks back. Here's the only thing I dislike about Dave, the inexperience. Always wants to play to the crowd. Big right hand into the German suplex right on that center logo. And 9 times out of 10, playing to the crowd does backfire for him. He does it in opportune moments. Working for him here tonight as he gets payback with that hot shot off the top. Dave now has him out, swings him over with the Bull Dave. Now into the cover. Banks down, but kicks out at 1. Banks fireman's carry, gets back to his feet. And that's not where you want to be. Snaps him out with that reverse DDT. Now Banks play into the crowd a little bit as Dave tries to crawl to the ropes to pull himself to his feet. Banks stomping out that knee, trying to stop him from making his way back up. Now assaulting the entire left side. That's a good way to tear a meniscus. Banks is ready, sets him up for a trust fund. Back press, hooks the leg. Banks picks up the victory, but more importantly, who the hell was that guy who came down to ringside? I'm very distracted by this. He had no discernible logos. Literally just a white varsity coat. There's the Bull Dave. Man, do I love that move. So nice, we showed it twice. Looking like Dave had it. But Banks would kick out. Snap off that big reverse DDT. And finish it all up with a trust fund. And we all know what this means. That dirty dollar bill from the trunks of Banks. Here, kid, go buy yourself something nice. as we get set for our next matchup. And this show going a little faster than we thought. We have 2 matches left. First up in the women's division is a rematch from the opening Mayhem. It's going to be Liz going one-on-one with Suplex. Sue has been choking out the competition, including her first W against Liz. Now Liz looking to get a little bit of payback. Showtime yelling Grove Street for absolutely no reason. Liz needs to avenge that loss and get herself ready. We are 2 weeks away from Ballroom Blitz, live from the Hammerstein Ballroom. That is right. We are taking over the second most important arena in New York City. It's not the Garden, but it is the Manhattan Center. And a lot of good things have happened at that building. Yeah, the dollar bill was definitely in his ballroom, and that's gross. As the women's champion, leader of the Liz Cliz, making her way to the ring. Cross Enterprises recently did a little bit of work on that championship. Same base design, made it a little wider, added that new logo. And that is why we go to Cross for all of our championship needs. Suplex making her way to the ring. That tank top says it all. Finish it. And that is exactly what she did to Liz in the opening of this season. Winning via submission with a rear naked choke. Something we had not seen her use at all. Always known for the suplexes, hence the name. But adding a submission to her repertoire is probably the most dangerous thing she could have done. Sue looks ready to go to war. It's Showtime calling it. Sue's going to go 2-0 on the women's champion. I thought the match was getting started, but TJ Ramirez, a lot like her first meeting with Suplex, is going to take a seat at ringside. Let us not forget, while Suplex won that match, it wasn't exactly on her own, as TJ would get involved midway through and give Sue the upper hand. TJ looking like she might do that again here tonight. Sue starting things off quick with a snap. Runs in, holds onto the front face lock, pulls Liz to her feet, but eats a jawbreaker. Liz with a nasty forearm takes Sue off her feet, projecting all her hatred of TJ Ramirez right into that forearm. Now sends Sue off the ropes. Catches her coming back, sleeper takedown. And kicking the dust on Sue. Liz is in a mood here tonight. Pop up, no! Going for that Rana, instead gets powerbombed almost out of her boots. Suplex sends her off the ropes and then catches her with the overhead belly to belly. Now figure fours the neck and drops a trifecta of elbows. That is classic suplex right there. Drop kick. You notice everybody else tries to catch you in the middle. She caught that right on the side. And that's not where you want to be. Thought she was going wheelbarrow suplex. Instead, turns it into a face buster. Answers back with a forearm of her own, but gets backdrop. Liz ready for it, but taunting, and she's going to pay for it. As she gets suplexed all the way to the floor. Sue playing no games here. Liz back on her feet with a back elbow. Now answers back with a snap suplex of her own. That move is going to come back to haunt Liz the longer this match continues. Liz whips her down by her hair. There's the drop kick between the shoulder blades and a kick to the chest. Referee's count is at 6. Liz sends her back in, breaks the count at 7. Liz does not want this to end in a count out. She wants a decisive victory. Body splash off the second. Big right hand. These two going back and forth. Sue on the ropes, clotheslined over. Liz looking right at TJ before continuing the assault. TJ out of the chair now. Sue rams, Liz sidesteps, sends her shoulder first into TJ. Liz not looking to fall for that a second time. That is exactly what caused her to lose the first match. Liz, Steel City Harriet, takes Sue off her feet. TJ deciding enough is enough, leaving the ringside area. Liz with that quick swing out neck breaker. Now looking to set up a cradle DDT. Has Sue hooked, plants her, dead center on the logo, hooks the leg. And Liz gets her redemption on both suplex and TJ Ramirez. Standing tall against two of her biggest competition. Look at that discus lariat. Ends it with a cradle DDT. Drops her right on her neck. Lays her out on the center shield. And there was nowhere for Sue to go. As we get set for our main event of the evening. Logan Neal able to pick up a big victory last week. Now seeing if he can do the same thing this time against the hybrid champion. And let us not forget that at one point, Iceman was the first man to say that Logan Neal had everything he needs in this business and was a future champion. Neal would go on to win that hybrid title, a belt now held by Iceman. Now Neal seeing if he can get it done against the champ and a legend in this company. And we are going to find out in our main event of a decidedly short show, I gotta say. I'm kind of upset. And it is time to get it started. Logan Neal in the building. Neal looks ready to do it one more time. As we await the entrance of the champion. Iceman with that brand new championship designed for him with that ice blue steel. The hybrid hero himself, the double H is on the coat. Is here once again in the main event. Neal and Iceman. Iceman starting things off with that drive-by neckbreaker. Neil starting it off with that big cravat suplex. A flurry of European uppercuts early. Off the ropes. Springboards in. We have seen him hit European uppercuts from absolutely every angle. Now showing the strength with a gut wrench. Iceman from the ground, gut punch, runs in. Neil catches him, whips him opposite direction. Both men collide, dead center. Iceman looking to take advantage, whips him off. Goes for that T-bone, but instead, Neil bounces off yet again, this time into a German suplex. Has him up on the shoulders. Drops him all the way down. We say all the time, Neil has everything it takes to be a future world champion, and he is showing it here against a former world champion. Drops back with the elbow. Twists the arm, raises the neck with the chin lock. The submission finish of his old tag team partner and trainer, Jacob Barton. And Steve Taylor's up to about $60 tonight. Ducks under, but eats the clothesline, coming back in. Iceman now working on the neck. Dropping the elbow right across the chest. Pulls Neil back to his feet. Pulls him in. Single arm kick into the DDT. A move that Iceman has been using for about 15 years. Going for the power slam, but Neil over the shoulder into the reverse DDT. Now rolls through with a neck snap. Into the cover, hooks the leg. Iceman able to kick out at 2. Short arm shoulder tackle. Lance feeling it here tonight. It's a clothesline from the Iceman, making a pair. Ducks off the ropes. There's a flying clothesline. Turns Neil around now. Puts him against those ropes. This may not be where you want to go. Look at that Lance Revolution using the top rope. I have never seen him do that. A Lance guillotine, if you will. European uppercut from Neil, trying to get back into this thing. Hits him with another. Iceman now sends him up the ramp, goes for the elbow drop. Neil out of the way. Plants Iceman on the ramp. We need to get this thing back in the ring. I want a decisive winner. Neil back in, Iceman down. Breaks the count at 8. Runs right in for that neck breaker, but no, Neil able to shove him back. And got caught violating Wizard Rule. He'll get stomped, rolls through. Iceman sends him into the corner. There's a kick right to the breadbasket. Now leaning all that weight across the chest, and Iceman looking to end it. Has him up. Icebreaker. That's got to be it. Has to waste time pulling him off those ropes. And Neil able to kick out using that extra few seconds. Neil kicking out of an icebreaker, already doing big things here in this match. Iceman sends him into the corner one more time. Up on those ropes, tornado DDT out. Neil catches him with a jawbreaker on the way in. Now up on the shoulders. Gorilla press, Shoryuken. Neil looking to make a statement. Deal breaker into the cover. And Neil has done it again. He has now beaten the #1 contender and the hybrid champion in consecutive weeks. Iceman said it 2 seasons ago when that man was a tag team wrestler that he is a star. And look at the Lance guillotine. Followed with an icebreaker, but too close to the ropes. He'd have to pull him away, giving Neil that vital few seconds. Enough time to recover here. We're looking at a good 3-4 seconds. Plus the 2 count, almost 10 seconds. And Neil would take advantage of every last one before getting to his feet. Shoryuken into a deal breaker. And this kid doing big things in season 3, and we are just getting started. I think Neil might have a shot at becoming a world champion sooner rather than later. And the show was a little shorter than I thought. 46 minutes over an hour, nothing to really complain about. And if you do, blame the underappreciated. They had a statement to make. But that's going to do it for us here tonight at Mayhem. So for Iceman, but most importantly for Logan Neal, I have been your high guy. Yes, indeed, your fly guy. The truth from the booth, B.I. Double, signing off. And we'll see you on Friday for Throwdown. Yes, we're a day off this entire week. You'll be okay. See you on Friday, folks.